I guess my story begins when I was born, but I don't really remember that, obviously. So for me, everything was normal. The staff probably became part of my family without me realizing, because for a young child, it is normal at that time. Um, I don't think I ever stressed. I don't think I ever sensed, sorry, that my mum was stressed. But I can imagine at a young age with a sick child that she was super stressed. I know I would have been. Um, the first few years, I remember certain things. I remember being really scared of needles. I remember being really scared of sticky tape. But again, mostly when I look back at my time in Children's Hospital, I remember the waiting areas and the really amazing toys that they had. One of the waiting areas had a rocking horse, and another one had this really big double decker, like kid size bus. And yeah, for me, it was just like, it wasn't even about seeing the doctors or what was going to happen. It was about what play area where you're going to get sit in. Like, that was the big excitement of going to hospital. Um, Again, the needles were never ever fun, but I used to get bribed with a Chinese takeaway if I was going to be a good kid and not scream too much or kick up too much of a fuss. Or um, I think I was known for saying I'm going to sit on my hands and tie my shoes really tight so that they can't get to my hands or my feet. And that's when the bribery of a Chinese takeaway would come in, and Chinese would always win out. Even to this day, it's something that I get rewarded with by myself after a hospital visit, or something that's happened at the hospital. So yeah, that's my experience of Children's Hospital. It was pretty positive all round. Like, they make it okay for you as a child. They really do make you feel normal, and they make you feel special in a way. And they really look after you. So, as from a child's perspective, Children's Hospital is pretty fun, to be honest. So, yeah, I think that's all I can say about Children's Hospital. But I do remember as a teen, things started to change. Um, it started to change in the sense of, you. Well, I didn't think I was a baby anymore, so I didn't want to be babied. Um, I wanted to have my own independence, but didn't have the ability to completely look after myself on my own. Um, my mum would obviously have to remind me to um, take tablets or do treatments or something. And I really rebelled against that, like really badly. Um, Also changes in the sense of, if you do get sick, you can be sent to like an adult hospital. Even though you've got a connection with a children's hospital, your GP or someone that's not familiar with your situation will send you to an adult hospital. And that is something that happened with me and mom. Like, I really remember turning up at this hospital that I didn't know, and they immediately thought I had appendicitis because they didn't read through my personal history or my medical notes. And I remember my mom kind of just taking over and being like, okay, we're not staying here. And kind of not lifting me because I was too old at that point, but definitely shooing me at the hospital super fast. And then taking me onto the children's hospital. Um, and I probably didn't realize it at that time, but that was the first signs of like what the difference is between adult and children's hospital, how you do get treated differently, how you do have to advocate for yourself and speak out and be more forceful and kind of tell them sometimes what you'd maybe know is wrong with you, rather than let them assume it's going to be something completely different. So yeah, that was definitely the first signs of what was to come. But again, at that point, maybe mum was more aware of it, but I definitely wasn't. I was oblivious to what was to come. And I think that was maybe 4 years before I turned 18, before I was officially kicked out of the kids' hospital. So yeah, it was a taster of what was to come, but it probably doesn't resonate with me as much as it does now when I look back. I think the next big step was when I moved out to go to uni. I was like exactly where I wanted to be. Thought I had all this independence. Was looking after myself relatively well. Still learning the ropes, kind of thing. I'd been switched to adult hospital. I did have a great urologist at that time, and I had been lucky enough to not have to have any hospital stays. But with adult hospital, you definitely have to keep track of your own appointments if you should be getting yearly scans or anything. And I probably didn't do that as best as I could, and probably did still need a reminder from mum. But I think for me, it was just a great kind of kick into what I thought was independence. I had a good relationship with my urologist, and he brought up one day a surgery that he said would be really beneficial to me, could change sort of like a large aspect of my life and give me a sort of easier time. Now, at this appointment, I don't think my mum was there. Like, I don't remember her being there. I'd probably gone off on independence and thought, I'm doing this on my own. And I remember like the doctor speaking to me and like being like, okay, surgery, yeah, it's scary, but if this is going to give me more of a sense of independence, I was just seeing that side of it. I was thinking, wow, I'll be able to travel more. I'll not be relying on so much stuff. Like, it'll be great. And I remember when I remember when I initially told mum and spoke to her about it, her initial reaction was like, for me, what I thought was really overboard. She was like, I don't think it's a good idea. Who's going to look after you? Like, what was I going to do during that time? Like, I just remember she had this long list of like reasons why I shouldn't get the surgery. And I remember I was definitely still at that age where I wanted my independence and I didn't want her to be right. I just saw this side of like, this is going to make me really independent. And I don't have to listen to my mum anymore because I'm old enough and it's my choice. Which it was. And I did get the surgery, but I did not have any idea what recovery was going to be like. It was hard, especially like as a young adult. Even I think if you've had surgeries and stuff in children's hospital, they look after you in a certain way. In an adult hospital, you can be in a room with a wide range of ages of people, with a wide range of problems that they're in there for. And you don't experience that so much at children's hospital. And I think at adult hospital as well, it's less one-to-one. So you're kind of left to your own devices. So that recovery, it was super hard. And I remember, I probably haven't even told mum to this day, but she probably was right. Probably should have waited to get it. As much as the surgery did completely like change my life for the better. And 4 months after surgery, to the horror of mum, I went off to the Caribbean with friends and started traveling. So again, I think I gave mum small heart attacks in that side, but it was a good taster into kind of what adult hospital then can be, and I think it did make me appreciate it more. And I definitely include mum. I try and take her now to as many appointments as I can. Whereas when I was younger, like an older teenager, young adult, I probably wouldn't have. But now she's probably getting more used to me having my independence and making smart decisions. Where if I regressed and like kind of want my mum to come along with me and make sure everything's okay. So it's kind of gone in a big circle, but it's yeah, it's hard to describe the transition really from children's hospital to adult hospital, but it's going to be a shock to anybody's system, and you're going to go through it. You might go through it when you first move there, but you might not go through it till like 5 years after. And I think I can appreciate now how it was harder for my mom trying to give me the independence. But I also think getting the independence is really important as well, because you need to learn to manage your own appointments. You need to learn to have 5 or 6 different doctors, sometimes spread across 3 or 4 different hospitals. Like, it's not all wrapped up in this neat little children's hospital package anymore. Like, you've got to work for it, and you've got to work for your care as well. You've got to keep up with things. If you're missing an appointment, there's nobody there to chase you or to check up on you for why you haven't gone. You have to reach out to them and say, I need this or I need that. And that's the biggest change. And it's something that would be great if there was something that could facilitate people and help them manage like an overall, if somebody's got an illness, like, and they've got 5 or 6 different doctors, almost having like a case manager or a buddy or something that could help them with all that would be great, because it's like the Wild West going from children's hospital to adults hospital. So, yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty much my story till now.